Are live. Sunday Night with Those Guys, and Sunday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those guys. What's up, everybody? How are you? What's up, Herman?
Hey, how you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm good, man. How are you? Be Quiet Media. JC flying. I know he's laying down and watching. About to put his Mini 2 up in the air in about an hour. Well, we appreciate you coming by, Jody.
Okay.
And SJM Drones was in here earlier, so I guess after everyone refreshes or they hear us start live, they'll come in. What's up, Herman? How are you, man? Happy Sunday to you.
I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm just doing a little thing here.
Well, how's everyone in the chat? Did anyone get a chance to fly? What's going on?
Well, you know, we got a chance to fly. You know, yesterday was a good day. Today seems like a pretty good day.
It was actually beautiful today, but I was just tired from traveling yesterday.
Well,
hey,
there's a lot of things going on when you weren't around.
What happened?
There's a lot of things happening when you weren't around.
Okay.
You know.
Did you get a chance to get out, you said?
Yeah, I did. I did some things, you know. Today, today actually is it's funny. I never really keep track of these things until I look at the calendar.
Hey, Russell.
But it's actually 5 years.
What? 5 years? For what? Someone saying my audio is out. Can you ask them? Can they hear me in the chat? I think my audio.
Can you hear Lawrence? Because
SJM saying my audio is out.
Really? You can't hear him? Someone put in the chat whether or not you can hear Lawrence, because I can hear him.
Right. So
it sounds a little strange, but I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Let's find out. Yeah. Okay. All right. They can hear me. They can hear me. It must have been a little glitch or whatever. Anyway, welcome to Sunday Nights with Those Guys. I hope you guys got a good chance to get out and fly if you're on the Northeast Coast. I must say we appreciate you. Hey, Ekarasho, can hear, but it's not right.
Yeah, so it sounds a little.
One second, I'm going to unplug and plug into another source. I use. Testing. Is that better?
There you go.
Is that better?
There you go.
You want to know what the difference was?
What?
I had my mic plugged into a 2.0 plug, and I usually use a 3.0 plug. Yeah. I should have just left it like that. AZ Drone Dude, how are you? Third Eye? Jody, everyone, Maddie's World, what's good? Anyway, we got the microphone issue.
So what I was saying to you, Lawrence, is that you know how I usually do, because you were with me when I shot one of those videos one year. I usually go back to like Calvert or something like that, and do a video of basically for that year that I've been flying.
Corey. So, right. Your anniversary.
Right. So basically I was out down on West Street and over in Greenpoint, that area over there. We've been over there a few times.
Yes, I like the flying.
I've been over there. I was over there with Ray. I was over there with you and Matt. Been over a few times.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little video.
Click that like button, guys, please. So when is your video launching?
Right after the stream.
Okay, all right. So don't forget to check out Phantom Flight 101's video. We got one launching after the stream. I look forward to seeing it. If those of you don't know, Phantom Flight 101 is the Martin Scorsese of us both. He's a lot more talented at editing videos than I am. I lose patience, and it takes me 2-3 hours to find music, and I get discouraged.
No, if basically like I said, I've been to the area so many times. I can file a lot of footage from that area. So I went there one day to get the footage for one day, but the you know you saw the YouTube short that was put out
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
a week ago,
Yes.
basically of the same area, basically a longer version of the video. Well, it's changed because I was looking at the videos that I've done from that area,
Yeah.
and there's more and more buildings and more and more buildings, more
They
and more.
keep going up. That's what makes it nice to fly over there because you're actually recording history. Because do you
Because
remember when we used to be able to fly the Sunnyside Yard freely before they put a ceiling height over there?
right,
Because if you do, there were two beige buildings at the end by themselves. That we've recorded. Hey, Chris Hope,
when they were
and
under
they
construction.
right, they were under construction. Those buildings are completely done, and they're starting to fill in the space between those and the other skyscrapers that were over by the old City Corp building.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're actually recording history as it's being
Yo,
made.
Chris Hope, what's good, man?
What's up, everyone? How are you? Um, Third Eye View got a new bird. I saw a Chimera
Okay, that's nice.
7-inch HD. I built a
All right.
6-inch. So congrats to him on that new bird. He actually had he has a video out where he made a pilot error, but nothing was harmed, nothing was hurt, and the video came out good because he got to fly. He got to maiden. Draymond, how are you, man? Good afternoon over there in California. Hope
What's
all is well with you, Draymond. But anyway, it's 5:06 p.m., June 5th, 2022. Do you know already that 6 months is Christmas? Already. Already. We've gone through half a year. Think about it.
You know what?
Huh.
I like to spend less than what I spent last year.
Hey, Greg, you know what? If I could
I
spend
try
less
to
than this
narrow it
thing,
down to nothing.
what? Amen to that. Hey, Harley, what's up? If I could spend half of what I did last year,
Mm-hmm.
the following year would be really nice. Because then I would try to spend half of that. And then I'd probably have a lot more to spend when I want to at my leisure.
Yeah.
What's up, Greg? How are you? Harley FPV. Well, anyway,
Harley,
I went yesterday
what's
to
up, man? Quiet.
Pennsylvania.
Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tony.
Okay.
I went to
Yeah, I know.
I went out there to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where they have the Bethlehem Steel Factory. And dude, rolling up on that place, as you come around the corner, you realize how big that factory really is because you're coming down a mountain. That's good to hear, man. Take care of that bird. Yeah, I'll send you a link for some batteries. For some, is it 6S? Make sure it's 6S before I send you the link, Third Eye. But anyway, going down the hill as you get closer and closer, it just starts filling in the skyline.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly now. This is something I found out, and I wanted to always fly. There was a bucket list place I wanted to go, and because Billy Kyle had flew there a few years back, and I was like, wow, that place would be great for FPV or camera drone or a combination of both. And I took my Air 2S. I flew. I got video. I have pictures of it and everything. And maybe I'll show a different picture later. But it was real nice over there. Only thing is, you don't know this until you take off, but there's a 200-foot ceiling. Now, the tallest standpipe or the tallest pipes, let me see if I could open up a picture. The tallest exhaust pipes for the place are exactly 200 feet. So my drone was only able to go 197 feet.
Right.
Which made it interesting. So a lot of the shots, like this one, hold on, let me share it. So if you're wondering, if you see my photos, most of them are from this height or a little lower because you can't go higher than this right here. My drone, I actually pulled up next to it. This pipe here and this exhaust pipe at the end are the tallest ones, and it does not go higher than that right there. But once you pull back about 2 to 3,000 feet in front of it or to the side of it, you can go up to 300, 400 feet. That was a problem, but I did fly along the front of it. I did fly along the back of it. I'm pissed I didn't think about flying through some of these larger shapes and structures, but I was over here. If you see that little dot right there, that's me. So
So,
I was able to fly this way around it and this way behind it and get
so
some
there's no
decent.
way to get the top down shot.
Right, which would have been really, really nice to try and get a top down shot of this. So now I plan on going back and definitely flying this FPV. There's a lot of gaps in here. You see this here? There's a
Right,
lot of stuff in here you can fly through.
right.
I suggest fly through even with your camera drone. There's some places big enough for a car or a van to go through.
Mhm.
And then there's this railroad back here, which I also like because some engines went by, about a 2 mile train went by behind us as I was flying. I tried to catch up to it, which was funny because I was outside of the 200-foot buffer and I was at 360 feet. And I tried to fly towards the train and then I stopped and did air. And I'm
Why?
like, why can't I go? Because I had to drop down to 200 feet to keep going. I definitely have to go back though.
Uh-huh.
I definitely have to go back. The third eye says no more analog for me. HD is simply incredible and the range is awesome. Yes, 6S. I'll send you the link for some 6S batteries, bro. As I usually buy my batteries in 3 and 4 packs.
Yeah,
Another one converted to digital.
your girls are on the digital junkie.
But it's in Bethlehem. The place is in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
It's just northeast of Allentown. Then my son actually picked me up
Uh-huh.
and we went there and then we spent the day together. I let him fly the drone for the first time. He didn't even
Okay.
play. He was like, I was like, you want to fly the drone? He was like, stop playing. I was like, what? You want to fly the drone? He said, no, stop playing with me. You ain't never let me touch one of your drones. And I said, well, today's the day. I'm gonna show you how to fly. And I did a couple of maneuvers with him, and then I let him take a picture of himself, you
Mhm.
know, with a big Kool-Aid smile on his face.
Right.
Dad's letting me fly his drone. He even called it, huh?
Yeah.
He even called his girls, yo, I was flying a drone today. My dad was letting me fly one of his joints. So it was kind of fun. Then we got some Philly cheesesteaks, and I brought some Philly cheesesteaks back home. And we did not go to Pat's. We did not go to Gino's. Someone had suggested if you wanted a real Philly cheesesteak to go to some of the local neighborhoods. Remember the lady told us when we were there?
Mm-hmm.
It is so, so true. Pat's is good commercially, like the soup Nazi. You
Mm-hmm.
stand online and you say with or without or with
Right.
American or with, if you say anything more than that, they're not going to serve you. Geno's
Start.
I've never been into. They got they look like an arcade. They got so many lights. But this place that he took me to was right in the Herman. We got the Philly cheesesteaks from a bodega. And the funny thing about the bodega is you see the deli counter, dude is sealed in with plastic and everything, right? And they got a touch screen. You just order your Philly cheesesteak, onions, peppers, white American cheese, and that's how you order them. Hey, Rob. But yo,
So
they
a
were
guy
better.
standing right there.
The bodega right there. And the guy standing right there and taking your orders. When you
Okay,
punch it in,
so
it
let me
prints out.
so let me
And
get this straight. We won't be able to speak to one another. We won't be able to tell time. And we won't be able to sign our name.
or
What else?
count money.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all this, even the local boat. I bugged out. I should have took a picture of it because it was a touch screen. It
Uh-huh.
had a picture of this hero you wanted, the bread, the type, anything you wanted that they prepared there. It was in there, and you would press this and press just like you were at McDonald's
Uh-huh. To a guy right there.
to a guy that's right on. But he's got his back turned to you because each time you hit enter, right, it prints out on the machine in front of him what you want, and he'll take this ticket like in a restaurant and stick it up over the stove. And as he's preparing them, now when your ticket comes out, you take your ticket and go to the counter and pay for it. Yeah. Hey, what's up, JSK? Yeah. I was astonished. I'd never saw a store like that before. Local bodega, the cat sitting on the bread.
Oh shit.
The local Spanish store with the cat sitting on the bread.
Did it help you eat it too?
No.
Well, you
But little kids running in and out the store buying candy, and apparently the food was decent. He never stopped moving from the time we.
you gotta swipe your card and everything right there.
Though listen, you don't even get the sandwich until you pay for it. So after they print you out the ticket, you have to take it to the counter and go get your drink or whatever else and pay for it. And then she puts it in a clear plastic bag.
Oh, I thought it might have just rolled out like into like
No,
just pick
no,
it up.
she puts it in a clear
No, since
plastic bag.
since they so impersonal over there.
But after you pay for it, then you got to go back to the counter and get your shit.
Step by
Yeah,
step, right? Okay.
yeah. But it was interesting. I had fun. I got a lot of decent pictures. I got what I think may be some decent video footage as well. But anyway, happy Sunday to you guys. What's up? Did anyone get a chance to fly this week? Rob C, how are you? Maddie's Drone World.
Well, Lawrence, that's what I was trying to tell you. And I was trying to tell John, when I took the car over by the mechanic, while I was over there doing nothing, I put the
Mm-hmm.
mini up. The mini,
Right.
I put the mini up and was flying around. And then, everybody that was there was amazed that this thing can actually go about 2-3 blocks down
Hey, Mopossum, go ahead.
at about 150 feet in the air.
Well, those
And
guys were
still
amazed at it.
follow the train.
Right. Those guys were amazed at what that little thing could do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. Eat more possums here.
Well, eat more
He's
possum.
got the best YouTube name there is. Mr. J's RC. How are you?
You know what was the funniest? I remember when I first saw his name in the chat, and I was like, I like that name. You said you can call a lot of things possum. And I was,
Yeah. It's true. You call a lot of things possum. And with my sense of humor, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
no, I understood it.
Yeah.
That's what made it so funny.
The
Even
flyby guys, what's up? Steven, how are you, man?
the mini two,
He said, tell us about your Mini 2 flight, JC. Now, see, JC done sat up now.
yeah. It flies. I'm gonna tell you, it'll the distance. It'll get all of that. But I will say this: you can see the jitteriness in it because of the wind up high, where she's sitting still.
Yeah.
Oh, she does fly well. She gets all of that, all the range you need with it. But you can see how it up high.
Yeah.
She's not as stable as the bigger drones.
Okay. JC says just for a second, though. Well, what winds were you flying? What would you say? How about how fast were the winds would you say were flying when you were flying that day from your mechanic?
Not that bad. They weren't that bad. I really don't know exactly, but they weren't that bad.
Okay. Okay, because
that was actually the day that I was supposed to meet up with Big Mac to fly.
Right.
And I didn't. I got caught up that day with. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I was waiting on some stuff that was supposed to be
Yeah.
delivered.
Okay.
Going through the stuff with this fool and that freezer, but anyway, yeah. And I had to go to the mechanic, and I just never got a chance to meet up with Big Mac.
Excuse me. Well,
What
to
happened?
let you know, I'm trying to plan a trip.
To where?
I'm even thinking, and I'm saying thinking about this, guys. You
Where you going?
guys out there help me decide in the chat, or you guys, people who
Where
watch
you want to
after
go?
the replay. But I'm thinking about,
The Bahamas?
I'm definitely going back there to Bethlehem to fly FPV. That's a given. But I would like, it'd be a great spot for a meetup because they turned it into a mall. There's a giant mall area there, so there's crazy parking over there. And I expect to start seeing some pictures from there because the one guy was like, "Yo, I forgot about that place." I'm like,
Right.
"Dude, I didn't. For years, I've been trying to get there. Seriously, since I've seen Billy Kyle's video of this,
Why you never say anything? We
it was
went
an
out
excuse.
to meet up
Well,
with
see,
Billy twice,
my
and
son's family, my son's mother's family lives in Allentown, which is north of it, and I was always trying to use it as an excuse. But since his grandmother passed, I never got a chance to even get to Allentown.
right. What I'm saying,
Yeah,
we went out to Philly twice to meet up with Billy,
yeah,
and you never mentioned.
because I knew that was so. That's a 2 hour. It's a 2 hour ride from the city of Philadelphia to there. But you're right. I should have mentioned. Yes, Bethlehem, PA. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Yes, John Paulie. How are
Oh,
you, Paul? But it's, oh my God, it's if Herman.
yeah.
Oh my goodness,
What?
it's this
What?
place is, you just get all
What?
kinds of ideas on what to do, what to fly there. Um, Seriously, hold on a second. I'm trying to see if I could pull something up real quick.
Like,
Um, Hold on. To show you because the pictures cannot explain. Wait a minute, I gotta shrink this down. The pictures cannot show you the beauty of this place. This is just it's untouched, it's raw, but you can see this on screen here.
why does everybody say it's untouched? It's raw.
Well, it's because I shot it raw. I don't
Junk
use
is
auto.
junk is junk. I mean, if it don't look good, it don't look
But
good.
look at all these gaps here and these pipes and all of this stuff you can fly FPV through, and it's long as fuck. All of this right here,
What's up, Big Mac?
all of this out here is flyable. And this is the platform. I didn't see this platform to walk on
Where, where,
up here
where,
until I left.
where?
Up here, down here on the bottom.
You're not showing anything.
I'm not, you guys aren't seeing anything?
No.
You gotta be kidding me. Hold on a
You
second. Damn,
did.
I'm
You were
thinking.
showing something, but
I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, hold on. Share.
uh-huh.
All right,
Which
go
one?
back. Here.
Okay.
All right, now you can see it.
Where's
All
the
right,
one?
now what I was saying was the gaps
We saw this picture.
here.
Okay. I got you.
All of these, there's FPV heaven here.
Right, right.
From the front to the back, there's some places you could drive a bus through, you know. And I
Right.
did see, here's the walkway. I did not see this until I left. Even
Okay.
got a big gear rail here you could fly through. Um, all of this, I did, and I was pissed. There are wires. I was pissed. They got trees and shit growing up on top, but all of these gaps and stuff here are freaking FPV heaven. And you could fly it from either end, this parking lot here or the parking lot at the other
I
end.
got you. Okay.
Now you see what I was talking about.
So what part of the parking lot did you fly
From the direction I was flying from,
from? I got you.
the west side of it.
And you made it all the way around
Mm-hmm.
without any
Yeah.
interference.
With all that metal there,
Uh,
I was able to do an oval orbit all the way around it with no problem with the Air 2S. Big Matt, what's good, man? Is it you, baby? I like it raw. We know that track. Anyway, happy Sunday to you guys. Um, the first story that the first story we have coming up, it's a drone startup company, okay, called WingXpand.
really?
Now, WingXpand,
Never heard of
yeah, but they're fairly new.
them.
They are
No, I've heard of them.
they are a commercial drone. They're looking for commercial and military customers, but they are a drone solution. This is the only and first fixed wing that I've ever seen that, and I'm going to show you a picture first. The first fixed wing that I've ever seen that fits in a backpack.
Well,
And it has a 7-foot wingspan, though. This fits in the backpack and has a 7-foot wingspan. So this is their website. This was the best way to describe it, but it comes in modular sections like this, and you actually build the wings out. It's not one solid wing. And what's funny about it is you can adjust the wings to different lengths,
yes.
which I thought was most interesting. So the wider they claim the wider the fuller the wings, the further you can fly. This thing has a launch time of a flight time of 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
Okay, and hold on, so you guys could probably see that better.
Mhm.
Hey, Fly Guy Merle, what's up? How are you, man? Hello, Big Matt. Heard about you. That's the link there. But this company is, like I said, they're looking for military and military and commercial customers to build this UAV for. They've just started. They have a concept one. I did see a video of it. The video of it was actually a 10-second video, but this thing can carry up to 10 pounds.
Mhm.
It fits in your backpack. It has a foot span at full width of 7 feet and can carry 5 times longer than anything in its class and carry the weight 10 times more than anything in conventional quadcopters. So I thought it was kind of interesting that people are still coming out with new ways to make drones. And who would have thought a fixed wing would be composed of different parts, or the wings would be able to change in size and stuff like that? I mean, it's not a major story, but they claim that you can do agriculture with it. They have a bunch of different. Hold on, National Defense Authorization Act says that they would love to use these drones. They would love to use these drones here in the United States. Um, and this particular fixed wing also works in GPS denied environments. It has obstacle detection, of course, which would allow it to fly back to home, even if it runs into GPS issue, loses GPS, or flies into a GPS deprived area. Huh. And that's,
Lars,
yeah.
you know, you said it wasn't much of a story, but actually, it's the best of the three that you had tonight because this is not a new company. It is a new startup company, but it's not a new product. They are not just some fly-by-night joint. They launched this at the Exponential at
Hey,
AUVS
drone days,
Exponential.
right?
This drone right now is in the optimizing stage. So it is getting ready for launch. It has
Mm-hmm.
got all of it's ready to go. They just need to get on something like the the blue UAS list. That's what they need to get on.
Yes,
This
I
drone
agree
is
with
already
you.
developed.
I
This
agree with you.
what I think when you were saying was that this drone, you know, talk about it fits in a backpack, but the fact that it can be assembled in under 2 minutes, the fact that the drone, you said, I mentioned something about the flight time, but it flies about 5 times, longer than anything else in its class, or 10, and carries about 10 times more in weight. So
Right.
I'm just interested in what's the actual weights that drones like this are carrying, what it's actually necessary for. But there are needs for stuff like this because mainly that Blue UAS list is a set of drones that are off the shelf uh,
Right.
products,
Right.
ranging in different
Yeah,
prices.
and
But
this is definitely not off the shelf. While
yeah,
you were talking, I
it's
was
not,
showing.
but it is an interesting drone that can be used
Well,
for military use.
I
Something
agree. I agree. These
because
are all of the functions that
it's
they
actually
claim. But what's cool is because these wings can be shortened and lengthened, that was what I think is hot. You could put this one piece on here and then put the wingtip to finish it, or you can do the full 7 foot. But they claim
right.
defense, public safety, agriculture, survey inspection, insurance. They do mapping. Also, their drone can do mapping as well. Um, this is a screw up
Was the
on
reason
the
why they
graphic
were
here, but they
saying
actually
that
show a box, huh?
the reason what they were talking about with this drone is the fact that the way it was designed is that it's able to adapt different payloads. So there's different camera sets that can actually put onto this thing, or different camera gimbals.
Hey, drone psych. I'm
So
sorry I didn't see you.
that was one of the things that was mentioned about this drone. You know, different companies that make different camera gimbals for drones. It's
Mm-hmm.
adaptable for different camera gimbals. So it can go, it can carry, I mean, 10 pounds, I mean,
10 pounds is a lot.
you
The
know,
average drone their size.
it's interesting to see, 10 pounds of what it's going to carry.
I'm I have to put this page their website back up while we're still talking because I want you guys to understand that not only is this thing modular, but it fits in a backpack. This is the first fixed wing that I've seen that fits in a backpack. Now, each of these sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, you could put one section on and the wingtip. As you see, it doesn't matter what length, but with all of them on, you're guaranteed to get 2.5 hours flight time. So I'm guessing with a shorter wing, the motor would have to go a little faster, but it shows promise. I'd
So,
like to see where they go, Herman. Seriously.
like I said, it has artificial intelligence. This thing has what they call their smart computer system.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're in the optimizing stage of development with this thing. So they're almost done with it.
I like it. I like it. It's a startup company. I wish WingXpand good luck with this.
We'll see.
You know, it doesn't mean just because you hear the word drone doesn't mean it has to have 4 propellers on it or six.
Don't
You know,
crash.
huh?
Don't crash.
Yeah,
Just just do what you got to
exactly,
do.
exactly. They say their drones are built with light aerospace grade materials, of course. No one wants to reveal what their stuff is built with, but the design allows for worn out or damaged parts to quickly and efficiently be swapped out.
So
So
that's what
say
they
you,
meant with their totally modular system.
yes.
All of
Yeah.
their components. That's like I was telling you
Mm-hmm.
before. It takes a lot more to make to work on, like, if there's a lot of those remote control cars, the RC cars,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on in there. But a lot of stuff is made easier to work on because of those type of things.
And I missed this. I missed this statement here. I didn't realize says their high resolution micro gimbal cameras retract into the payload bay when they're
Well,
not being used.
basically what happens is, like they said, you can adapt a camera gimbal that can do that
Thank you,
because
Chris.
it's capable of doing that. That's what it was talking about.
I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I like the fact that it's a new company. Well, they're not new, but this
Well,
particular
they
project,
knew, but they just that drone is not new. They've been working on it for a minute.
right? But they also point out at the end of this article, WingXpand offers consultation services and offers its own Part 107 certified pilots to conduct missions for its clients. Now,
You know who's looking for pilots?
who? Who?
Easy Aerial.
Yeah. Is that one of them companies that offer you $20 an hour to fly for them? And you gotta have 107? Oh, okay. So I saw something weird on the internet. It was an
That's
advertisement. Go
that's
ahead, finish saying
that's
what
the
you said.
guys over in the Navy Yard.
Oh, really? Really? They're looking for pilots.
Yeah,
Did, did they specify under enjoy the pizza, Chris? Did they specify what
I didn't get into it. I gotta check it out.
okay, all right. So
Got
Chris says he's listening, he's having pizza
okay.
and enjoying his afternoon. So enjoy your pizza, Chris. That's Drone Life RC show. You
Oh,
still there, man? Your bucket list is that place. I'm telling you,
place.
you have to get there. That Bethlehem Herman. Those guys needs to do. We need to go there.
Well, you don't know how to act in certain places.
Wow. Wow. That's okay. That's all right.
So let me ask you this:
Huh.
after you had this cheese steak,
Oh, I didn't eat it there. I brought it home because I knew, hey, Lake Pilot, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Because I knew if I'd ate it there,
you know what I'm saying?
that may have
You know
caused
what I'm saying?
problems.
See what I'm saying? It's like going any place with a goat.
What do you mean? Go to any place with a goat? Huh? I know you're not calling me the greatest of all time, so it's got to
No,
be. Hey, Susan Lee, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, Lake Pilot. Good to see you all coming into the stream. Welcome to Sunday nights with those guys. Well, we need to shoot an episode. The only problem is after you leave there,
uh-huh.
where do you go then? Because there's nothing there outside of there. I mean, they have restaurant, bars, and all of that shit there. But
I think I understand. Mhm.
after you fly there, I mean, it's like, then what? You know, at least in the city of Philadelphia, after you fly, you can go here, you can go there. This is
Hey, Susan Lee, how you doing?
just one
You
giant place,
you go home.
huh?
You go home.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. But then it felt like you would feel like I did. Like I spent an hour and a half on the train going to Penn Station, then an hour and 45 minutes to Trenton, New Jersey, and then where my son picked me up in New Jersey, we drove back because he lives in Philly, but it's across the border. For some reason, he insisted he picked me up in Jersey. I'm like, why can't I go straight to Philly? He's like, because I don't live over there. So I was like, all right. Then we drove from there up to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and that was another hour and change ride. So I burnt two batteries, which were I got 30 minutes out of each battery, but that means I flew for an hour, and I wind up in total traveling for about 6, 7 hours yesterday just to do a bucket list, but it was worth it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a lot of traveling because I took the train there.
Okay.
You know, from Penn Station. Once I get to Penn Station, you take New Jersey Transit. It goes down it goes across Jersey and down the coast. Well, down the borderline because it's just not coast inland, but down the border of Jersey. And Trenton's the last stop.
Okay. On that
So
train.
yeah, so that's easy on New Jersey Transit. That's just a straight
How
run to the
long is
last
the train
stop.
ride?
like an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah, yeah. It was moving though at some points, but by the time it picked up speed, it was time to slow down for the next stop. And then there was some stops, it was just chug, 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 chug between local stops. But the longer stops, an hour more north, Lawrence, you could have come and seen me. Lake Pilot. Hell, dude, I could barely get my son to go. Well, he went up there because he had never seen it. But when we turn a corner, Herman,
Mhm.
and to see it, because you're coming down a mountain and you turn to a main street heading to it, it's down at the bottom. And
I
it's,
seen the picture.
yeah, yeah, it's big. The place is pretty big.
Should
But
have waited till you
okay,
got
you
closer.
know what happened?
Should have waited till you got closer.
Yeah, I know. I know I
Now,
should
if you
have.
fly from up there on that top hill up there like that, fly, can you
Yes,
make
you could. The problem is to
it? Yeah.
get the problem is once you get to anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 feet away from it. Hey, Ray Kelly, 2,000 to 3,000 feet away from it, there's a 200-foot ceiling and you will hit a wall. And because I went to go chase a
But how
train, I'm like,
high is it?
that mountain?
No, that wall.
Um, that I did not test, but I was at 360 feet and I could not move forward once I got within that perimeter of the place. So you have to figure, hold on a second.
Because, 300 feet from the top of that hill, you
You
know,
could not do any look down shots. Unfortunately, you could not do any look down shots. And this picture, hold on, I'll pull this up, but this was taken from,
hey, Ray Kelly,
this is the closest I could get to it, Herman, before I had to drop to 200 feet right here. And as you see, I was at 200 feet here. You cannot go any further, you can't go any higher than where I'm at right now in this picture. And the top smokestack is at 200, and there's another one over here that's at 200. So they didn't want you to go over, do any look down shots, but you can go all around it. Now you can go 3,000 feet in this direction, 2 to 3,000 feet in that direction, and so on.
mhm.
But after that, doing a pull away back up the mountain, I would be weary. I'd need a spotter for that. I wouldn't risk it doing it. Only because being that the hill starts climbing up, so which means as you're doing a pull away, you would have to start climbing up with the mountain as well to get any real shots. But it was fun. I would like to plan an FPV trip back there, and I need more camera drone footage. Definitely, definitely. Now you remember the blue,
burnt,
huh?
burnt two batteries.
Yeah, I burned 2 batteries. I still didn't have enough footage. I should have burnt the last battery doing some other shit. I should have moved position, changed position, and flew from another spot. You remember the blue sUAS list
Yeah.
that the Defense of Innovation Unit has created? Those of you who don't know, there's a blue list of UAS.
Oh, everyone's quite familiar with that because we've talked about it a few times.
Yeah, it's in Bethlehem, Fly Guy Merrill.
Yeah, that place. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it more than a few times. Well, there have been 4 new drone companies and drones cleared to
Mhm.
they added to the Department of Defense blue UAS list. And one of the companies we've done stories on everyone here, I believe. Um Wingtra, which is a company that we've done stories. I remember this one, Spirit, I don't remember. Ascent Aero Systems, EBTAC, which is SenseFly by SenseFly, and then there's Alta X by Free Fly Systems. They've been they've been added to this list, and they do not require a Department of Defense exception for anyone in the Department of Defense to purchase these drones.
Now you know what's interesting about that because the so-called was
Hey, Sal Mac.
they underwent a cybersecurity clearance already. So
What? Can you repeat that?
they went through a cybersecurity clearance already. That's why. But it's interesting because if I'm not mistaken, SensorFly, isn't it from Switzerland?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So with the whole blue UAS thing, I remember you remember the initial made in America thing built with American parts.
Yeah, they had the drone world shook when they came up with that.
And then now I don't well, yeah. I was looking at that and I was just interested how they like I said, they already have the cyber security clearance. I guess they've because or what they call their NDAA.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
National Defense. What the hell is
right.
that?
So but what I'm saying was their compliance checklist. What I'm saying to you is they're saying that anyone that wants to meet this list has to go through what they call their what is it, the RFP process, because
Yes.
we're talking about how limited the list is on this
Hey, Quinn.
on this UAS list here. You know, we did stories on a few of these drones, like you mentioned, SensorFly, that EB thing.
Yep.
It's a wing, styrofoam wing type of joint.
Right.
But what does it sell? It's like $10,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know.
10,000 or close to it.
See the
Yes, I
thing.
do remember.
See, the thing is that what they're trying to do is they're trying to get off the box, off the shelf, out the box drones that can be used for different government applications.
Right, right. And that's understandable because the government is concerned about the information that they're collecting and collecting, creating,
Mhm.
etc. So they have a right to say, hey, if you want to be flown by us, these are the parameters you need to fit within. But the list of, like you said, the list is growing and growing more and more. And that's good.
I just question the price of some of these drones and their actual quality. To be honest with you, because
Yeah.
there was an article that came out and that we even mentioned it here on the same list of the fact that, and this was early when they mentioned that how many of these drones are costing more but are less efficient and less quality of the drones that they were using in the past.
Well, if you remember when the United States the Department of Defense created this blue list,
Mhm.
the very first one, everyone was like, "Oh, they took DJI out of the list."
Right. Mhm.
DJI did comply to an extent with some of their drones, and everyone was like, "Oh, we won't be able to buy these drones here in the States." That really had nothing to do with it. I'm glad that this list is created actually,
Well,
because it's huh?
I mean, we also talk about how Autel's not getting any flack, but
Right.
they're not even considering using any of those products either.
Go ahead.
I said I haven't seen the consideration or used unless it's not announced yet, but I haven't seen any of their products being used either. They're not on this list.
Well, I let's see the blue UAS cleared list. I just clicked on the link. Hold on, so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let's take a look here really quick.
Who's on,
Um,
who's on the list? Who's on the list?
Department of Defense. Quick
Uh,
reference of all blue UAS.
who's
Let's
on the
see.
list?
Blue list. This is everything. Wingstra, Ascent, Fleetry. Now, if you Skydio X2,
Okay.
FLIR, Paradanafi USA, Paradanafi Government, Teal, we knew was on, Vantage Robotics. It's growing. If you want to know anything about these companies
Mhm.
that are allowed to be hired by the Department of Defense, I just copied the link. But we know what
But
Skydio
use the
is.
product.
You can click on any of these links and it'll take you to their drones. This is an interesting drone. Look at this.
Hmm.
But I could see it fitting in small places where other drones can't. Um, this list here, Wingtra, if you click on these pictures, you'll remember a lot of this stuff we've done stories on, if not all of it. Sense B TAC, all of this
Now,
stuff
see
here.
that drone there? That
Which one? The orange one?
yeah, it's not. That's not a tiny drone.
Oh, the Wingtra.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yes, you're 100% right about that. These are not small drones. These aren't drones that you carry around in your backpack. Seriously. FLIR, we know the Skydio looks like. Here's the Teal. Teal has been on the list since like almost the beginning.
Well, those drones, yes, that could fit though.
Yeah, because they strictly went towards military gear. But this, let me stop sharing this. So if you guys want to look and see what drones are on the blue list, here you go. There's the link. And it's good information. Hello, everybody. It's 11 p.m. and tomorrow morning I have to get up. Thank you for coming in, Sal. We appreciate you all the way
Thank
from
you.
Italy checking out the live stream. Good luck tomorrow. Get some rest. We appreciate you and everybody else for checking out the live stream.
Yes, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
But it's good that all of this information is public, Herman. You know,
Well, I mean, you make your decisions, you lie in your bed.
true. This is true. But
You gotta lie with it.
this, what'd you say?
So you make your decisions, you gotta lie with it. So I mean, these are the
Yeah,
drones you're using. I mean, what? Look at the size of that drone, and I'm talking about these. You're talking
the
about
Wingstra.
right. These are drones that people are going to use for that are considered as for military. Well, not military use, but for anywhere. Well, somewhat, yeah, government use for any necessary use. So where an off-the-shelf drone was used, and these are off-the-shelf drones.
When you said that this drone was not small,
Yeah,
I want to show these guys what you're talking about because this right here is the Wingstra, that orange drone you were talking about.
you got it with the
Th-
picture with the guy standing next to it.
Right here. That's the
Yeah,
drone right there. You got a box here and you
yeah,
have the drone here.
it's a big
That
bag.
yeah, that's
I
not
mean,
no
you can
little
carry it around, but
exactly. But it's not no little bird. He's using two hands to fly this thing. Hold on. Let's go back here because I wanted to skip past. There it is right here. This is how big it is after you assemble it, of course. And that's not no little bird, but I noticed a camera in the bottom, and I think maybe a camera in I haven't yeah, it is one in the bottom, fixed wing. They use for mapping. All of that was 3D mapping that they were doing. But there are other ways to use that drone. But
okay,
mapping seems to be one of the main things that they were focusing on, at least with Wingtra.
I got you.
All right, we're going to talk 5G. I think I had when you had said that the first story I did you had
5G?
liked. Yes, 5G. When you said the first story that we did you liked, I like this story even better.
Oh,
Because
you mean the story? I thought you needed 5Gs. I was like, for what?
well, I could use 5G too, you know.
So
Ray,
fast.
Kelly, Bill, coast to coast. Yeah, we could all use 5Gs. I could use it to invest in something DJI, like maybe the Inspire 3 when it comes out. Hmm. Inspiration did inspire, may inspire you.
5Gs?
Fine, well, that's the start. We don't know what price it's going to be, but it'll get me there.
I'm curious to know what they're gonna ask for.
Yeah, I am too. But 5G will get me closer.
I mean,
But we're huh?
I mean, in the past, to do anything with the Inspire was like buying a small car.
Exactly. And they claim this Inspire 3 will carry a full frame camera. Hmm. I want to see this one.
Get your
But
hands out of my pocket, DJI.
what, you feel your pockets being patted down already?
No, I kind of felt a hand,
I hear you. But anyway, getting back to 5G, we're taking the world, I should say, AT&T is taking 5G to new heights. You know how we talk about GPS deprived areas?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this story is about AT&T. They've launched a drone program and they are the first. They are the first, and everyone claims to be the best at this and the best at that, or whatever. But they are claiming to be the first company to have a drone that transmits in 5G.
Really?
Okay. Now, what it is I'll show the video first, and then we can get into the story because it's a very short clip. I can't show most of the video, but I will put the video in the link so you guys can check it out. We're talking. This is the drone right here. And what they do is it's tethered. Okay, now it's tethered for a lot of reasons because this drone broadcasts a 5G network. So the higher up you go, hypothetically, if you go to a certain height, you can transmit for 10 miles around in a full radius circle. So people that may need cell phone service or Wi-Fi service in an area, this drone would be able to do it. That's the gear that you need to transmit and receive. Of course, there's a router, some kind of mods. I don't even know what the hell that part is, but I know this is a router here because it says Cisco. I used to work on those. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what the drone does, what it does is whatever you transmit to it, the drone can transmit outwards, or whatever the drone picks up. You can use your cell phone and the drone to relay through the satellite. It's a whole big setup, but in places where there's no Wi-Fi, you can or internet, you can launch this thing and at 300 feet for 10 miles around supply internet to search and rescue or whatever.
Okay, Lawrence, this is not the first time that this has been done.
Yeah, yeah.
We
But
spoke
they
about
claim their drone is the only one. Their drone is the first one that transmit 5G.
well, 5G maybe, but I mean, this technology that they're using here. We talked about it here.
A tethered drone that supplied internet.
Here
Yep.
because they were trying to supply
Hey, Gary.
internet service to. We did this about a year or so ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, over a year ago. Because wow, this is probably before we did this story before COVID. And,
I remember. I
talking
remember.
about children who were in areas were deprived of internet. And
Yep.
what we're doing, we're using these things to bounce the signal from one to the other so they can cover area.
Exactly.
And
They.
these things are able to stay in the air for hours and hours because they're tethered.
Yep. There's no battery. Right. They can hang there, and as one
Right.
needs to be come down and be maintenance, they can
But
actually send
now,
another one up.
what they're saying, and what I understood what they're saying about the LTE service being low at times and being weak in areas. So they went up to about 300 feet with this thing and realized that they were able to get strong
Well,
5G,
a 5G, a network, a full
5G
circle.
transmission, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
the interesting thing
For
about it was
10
that,
miles, though, that's good.
yeah, the what was it? The drone cow program.
Mm-hmm. They call it the flying cow, that drone.
Right. You know, when I first saw the story, I was like, This is another system to count cattle. And I'm like,
Yeah. I was like, what of all the things to call it, you call it the flying cow, but this is the base station, which is mobile. So if you could link these up at 9 mile intervals, you
what's
could
the
create your own
word
network.
mobile?
Huh?
They use the word mobile.
Yeah, this is mobile right here. That's the unit right here. This is the whole station
Okay.
and everything right here. There's your pilot in command station right here, and then the satellite dish. Oh, the reason these solar panels are here is because this powers the solar power panels power everything there, from charging the drone batteries to the workstations and everything that these guys are working on.
No, the reason why I asked you that is because I was looking at the thing there, like in the military.
Yeah.
Anything that the military has like that, they don't call it mobile, they call it portable.
Can I interrupt something? Now, this is, I don't know what the price of this drone is, but I want to point out something. This drone has the cost at a minimum of $10,000, but
Right.
this is where I have a problem. Hold on. Right here, stop. Styrofoam feet. Dude, come on. Come on. You have a multi-thousand-dollar drone up here and you're using styrofoam feet to land this thing. Look, they even bend and it teeter-totters as it's landing. Watch this again. And I have an issue with that. If I'm going to be buying a system for you, I know this is still in prototype stage or whatever. They're still testing or whatever. But I just thought it was interesting
This is
that they
the
use.
company. This is AT&T, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
There's not no prototype. This is their thing.
We'll see. Oh, hey, Wayne B, you're still here. Thanks for hanging. I understand totally. I understand totally what.
The network is what they're working on. They don't give a shit about how they get it up in the sky.
They don't give a shit if the drone topples over when it lands, right?
No, as long as they can get it up into the sky.
Right. If they gotta have a guy hand catch it every time it comes down.
Hold on a second. Hold on. If you can put a drone up in the sky for like 6 to 12 hours at a time, right?
Uh-huh.
And collect money on the time that you have this thing up in the sky, broadcasting this network. And every time you bring it down, it tips over and doesn't damage anything. Would you find another system or would you keep using it?
Keep using it.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Pretty much keep using it. But if the fact that they can put this drone up to, like you said, 300 feet. Huh?
I just put a little bit of Nerf around it.
You're true, right?
Tip over.
Nerf protects everything. But the cow, as they call it, serves as a cell site on a drone. And now they claim they've been using this technology already to beam light coverage to disaster areas and stuff like that. So listen. All I know is
I've heard of this system before.
Yeah. There's a power.
Now that they using 5G, they've been able to use the 5G, but this was pretty good.
But they're thinking about the future because they say 5G is here, and while many customers enjoy the speed on their phones and tablets, there are more opportunities across the horizon. 5G is supposed to be that adaptable frequency. But if you remember, they said the same thing about 4G, and they'll probably say the same thing about 6G. Now, what is good about this story is these drones, these drones, this same cow drone, they're talking about using beyond visual line of sight. I have a problem with that, but that's beyond. I digress with that.
Well, I understand that because you may have to set them up in different areas,
which means you need a maintenance crew.
They can just sit there.
Right. But they say the drone team is testing beyond visual line of sight, which will allow the pilot to operate a drone from completely different locations, which is understandable. So if you have a network of these, The distance is at 300 feet, you get 10 miles. So if you set up a network of these cow drones in a GPS deprived area every 9 miles, giving them a chance to overlap, I could understand. I could kind of understand that. But beyond visual line of sight, we currently have a patent flight control system that
Just gonna
allows our
sit there.
operators to use them after being separated thousands of miles away.
It's just sitting there. It may have to turn left or right. Just sits there.
Yeah, yeah. I guess they would have their own version of a drone. Would have to have their own version of a drone in a box. But
Well,
they're trying to push how they can be many miles away from this drone and still operate it and set up a cell service, which I can
what's the
understand.
difference between that and the LiDAR drone? We was talking about the drones operating with LiDAR in a cave with somebody who's not even there.
True, true. That is what you're
And this
100%
is
right
just
about that.
hovering.
Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's up, Sky Control Productions? How are you over there in Hawaii? Nice and hot,
What's
and
good, man?
I never thought there could be a place better than Florida, where it's 85 degrees every day, but Hawaii's definitely that place.
Well, Florida is very humid.
True, true.
And
With
then
all of the
you get
with all
down to
of the
Miami, it can
weather.
get real soupy.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true. There's some days you can enjoy it. Most days you can enjoy it, but not all days. Like they just
you
got,
gotta wear boxes down there.
yeah, right. They just went through the remnants of a hurricane. It came from the Pacific, went over Mexico into the Gulf, and then hit Florida. So it was the first hurricane in the Pacific and the first hurricane in the Atlantic by the same storm system.
Wow.
Because they named it Alex or something over in the Pacific, and as it crossed over into a tropical storm into the Gulf, they named it something else with the letter A, or they named it A here on the Atlantic and something else over there.
Alex.
Yes, it's tethered. It's still considered an aircraft. Oh, wait, it is tethered. Yes, I still consider it an aircraft.
It is an aircraft.
It is an aircraft. If it's in the air, it's an aircraft. Despite what they
All
say
right,
in the
question.
terminology, learning charging lipos. I'm kind of scared. Can I give you a little advice, Sky Control? And I've been charging batteries, and I've seen fires. I've seen half of garages burnt down, walls. Word of advice: don't ever, ever, ever leave those lipos alone. Walk up to them while charging and feel them. If they're getting warm, that's a bad sign. They're not supposed to get warm while they're charging. If they do, that means you're charging them too fast. The
Uh,
FAA has no control over a cave. It's not an airspace. This is true, Tony. This is true. But beyond visual line of sight is completely different on the ground than in the air. Definitely. Well, they're both in the air, but one is in the air and indoors, covered air, if that makes any sense.
one is not moving.
This
The
is true.
other one is.
Yeah, yeah. The tethered is not moving, and yeah, and in a mountain or someplace like that, I could see it makes a lot of sense. Well,
That's why I said to you, you don't need. They're not gonna. In certain situations, they're always gonna be looking to really cut down on manpower.
of course.
And if this thing can launch and go straight up and sit there, it's fine.
Yeah, and for the 6 to 12 hour time, 18 hour, whatever the time frame may be, that's not a bad thing.
Right. So once again, there goes that, like you mentioned, that developing a need for or use for something like a drone in a box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would.
But it's gonna have to be able to tell her that, well, tote their hardware.
Therein lies the problem, Herman.
So it's someone
Therein.
gonna have to develop a box for their for their for their aircraft.
If the tether breaks, it can fly away. Yes, and or lose power. I would assume that there's a redundancy program built in with a battery that should allow it to land, provided main power shut off. It should go into auto land, but we don't know. Sky controls 1.3
It didn't
tracking
say
low.
it didn't say unmanned. It wasn't. All right. It wasn't going to be unsupervised. It's just going to be beyond visual line of sight, meaning that the pilot operating it is not in the same location. You know, the U.S. military flies drones across over people's heads with, you know, thousands of feet up in the air, and that guy is not in that drone, nor is he in visual line of sight of it. But everybody's okay with that.
Did you see what Sky Control put?
I get what you're saying.
Hey, Mike B. What's up, Mike Blade? You see what
But
Sky Control put,
it's
Herman?
tethered and it's just sitting there. What happened?
He put, are you guys getting unlawful signs put in parks saying you can't fly? When you say unlawful, is it a city park or is it a state park? Because that will make the difference by you asking.
Well, that's what it means by unlawful.
Right, right. If you can clarify that. Michael Blades, what's good, man? Hope all is well.
Because I haven't really seen.
This is all hype for AT&T. They already have pneumatic towers. Yeah, this is another part to it. Think about it. Pneumatic tower, you need to create a base in the city. He says the city's doing it. Well, I don't know about in Hawaii, what the laws are in Hawaii, but here in New York City, they say you cannot fly in a public park, but there are still no signs by the city saying no drone. They cannot tell you cannot fly from the park because. Go ahead, Herman. I know where you're going. Go ahead.
No, but that's where the confusion starts.
Yes, yes.
When you say to him, I don't know about Hawaii, but here in New York City, Hawaii is part of the United States. So when you start making it seem like it's a different world or a different country, it makes it seem like he's under a different set of laws than what we are under.
Right.
And people start getting confused when you start specifying New York City.
Okay.
City, I don't care whose city. We all know that they're not allowed to create these rules because they don't govern airspace. There are certain leeways that they can get with the FAA if they go through those proper channels. Yeah, we know about that. But I understand what he's talking about. But no, I haven't seen any signs in any of our city parks that say that. Because
hold it. Yeah, go ahead. They got thrown out of Rye last night.
I'm quite sure they did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen incidents that have happened. Matter of fact, there was a young man a few months back that was an incident. I think was it on Ken's show?
Yeah.
A little while back. His drone crashed at one of these amusement parks, and they confiscated it based upon their rules about flying drones there. And it got down to a whole big thing, and it was when Ryan was on Ken's show.
Yeah.
It got into the whole big thing about what happened and why what they said really doesn't fly, but they got away with it with the whole keeping the young man's drone, even though there was no damage to their property.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of nonsense. You know, the thing is, with all of this stuff that it's sad that the FAA can't pick this up, these things up, and it takes for something to happen and to fight it vigorously for these things to be taken care of. But you know, what do you do? take the sign down.
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
arrested for vandalism,
yeah. I get what you're saying.
criminal mischief.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And, and I have always heard of people. We got tossed from the lot. I had just typed in a chat while you were talking, Herman, that I have heard people that while the park was closed, the guards inside, the people were flying around it. The guards inside came outside to the parking lot and said, "You have to leave this property or we're calling the police." And I thought it was private property, but I found out it's a government-owned park. Ha ha! See, this is why whenever we set up a meetup or go fly, we do research. Because when I saw that you guys had planned on flying there, I was like, well, maybe they changed the rules. I gave it the benefit of the doubt. You understand what I'm saying, Herman? Because things do
When you
change,
say
but
change the
the
rules,
park is open now.
you mean
It's
of any amusement park?
Well, with people in it, yeah. Gary says Ryan LaTourette is the guy to ask, right? But Recovery One, look what he said. Regulatory signage will have a code printed on the sign. All others may not stand up in court. Third Eye, here in Texas, you cannot fly in corps of engineer and state parks. Have not encountered any city parks that prohibit flying.
Right. Oh, that's pretty you out in Texas.
Oh, the pneumatic towers are attached to truck. Okay. Well, that's interesting because, yep, all you have to do is research before you fly. And I'm a firm believer, guys. I
Hmm.
would rather go someplace and not fly and stand there and do notes and check the altitude
Uh-huh,
ceiling
uh-huh.
and then to go there and be
So,
disappointed. Well, at least quadcopters in tech, you guys got pictures from there.
yeah,
So
at
at
least
least
a
you were
little
there for
something. But I,
it
I, I
was there
was,
for
I was, I wasn't sure about that one, and I was like, it would have been
yeah,
a nice place to get shots, but
it is.
I just didn't think that was going to be good.
Well, like I said, I've heard of people going there in the off season, FPV pilots going there in the off season. And of
Mhm.
course, FPV drones are a lot louder, so I can understand that as well. But these people went there in the off season and were the guards that were inside the place or patrolling the place came into the parking lot where they were and told them they had to leave or the police would be called.
Oh, really?
So, and these were FPV pilots, and this I had found out 2 years ago, actually during COVID. Remember everything was
That right?
closed down? You remember everything was shut down during COVID? Well,
Mhm.
people were going to water parks and skate parks, and oh, it's not open yet. Okay,
Well, it's not open yet.
Mr. Quadcopter Tony says it's not open yet. But
Playland?
the ride, yeah, but people were
Wow.
going to these water
People Memorial
parks
Day?
and places and flying FPV. They said it's not open yet, so I'm guessing so.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
assuming so.
That's why I thought that you would have problems because I thought it would be open.
Right, right. But apparently not. If they're prepping, I know there was, you guys got pictures at sunset. It wasn't twilight, but the sun was going down. So, twilight hour, whatever you want to call it. My thing is, I just never thought that that was possible to fly there because I've always heard of security coming out and stopping people.
Hmm.
I've as since if I've known flew drones. I wanted to go up there too, the Dragon Coaster and all of that stuff. They have a very famous coaster up there. Their coaster isn't as famous as Coney Island, but that is a famous roller coaster up there as far as time and when it was built and everything. You understand?
Hmm.
So that's good, interesting news. Lots of drone stuff on my mind. We just gave Ukraine hella drones for war. Y'all think that'll bite us in the ass in the future in
No,
America? No, not at all.
no.
Not at all. Definitely not. I
You're thinking
definitely
about Pearl Harbor? Nah, we good.
no. I don't think so. Only because right now with all that turmoil happening over there in the Ukraine, even if even if Russia says, "All right, I'm going to back out," it's I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
back out and walk with a tail between my legs or whatever and
So
admit.
far,
What were you saying, Herman?
they went so far, they're not gonna quit.
Yeah, that's true. That's what's messed up. But they were complaining about, now this is funny. If you look at the borderline, and we'll change the subject really quick, but if you look at the borderline of the Ukraine, the Russians were concerned about the Ukraine joining NATO because they were on the borderline of Russia, correct? Poland is also on the borderline, but and is also considering joining NATO now.
Okay.
But they will not dare attack Poland. A lot of refugees from Ukraine have gone to Poland, and Poland is a pretty controlled country over it. I don't think they would go for, and I think their army is a little bigger than Ukraine as well. But we won't get into that. But getting back to drone talk and stuff, Sky Control Productions here in New York City, they say you can't fly from public parks, and I understand while people are in during summer season, but I've been flying for so long along the beach. I've been flying in certain parks for so many years. I actually know the parks people. And I've had a guy tell me, yo, my supervisor's coming in tomorrow. If you could come a little later. We all moved to a public beach and put them back up in the air. Okay, that's smart. Oh, Poland is NATO. Okay.
Yes, they are.
Dun-dun. Thank you, Gary, for that one. I appreciate that. I appreciate that highly. But anything you want to talk about? Oh, don't forget. Oh, Herman announced this at the beginning of the live stream,
What?
but he's launching a video. A video is launching at the end of
Live stream?
this live stream. Okay, so check it out, and I'm sure it'll be a good video. We've been flying at this place. We've been there a couple of times. Herman has been back and forth there
It's
for a
short.
minute.
It's short. It's not that. It's not a big video. It's just nice and short. You get to see my
Okay,
feet.
okay. Well, that's what's up.
You know,
I look forward to watching it anyway.
the issues with the helicopters.
Yeah, you guys think you got it hard? You when you fly, where you see where Herman's video, you see where he's flying from. I have footage from there that you have to be diligent of helicopters.
Because I wanted. Okay, what is that? What is that? Gotham, whatever.
I agree with you, Draymond.
I wanted to approach the building from the riverside. I can't remember the name
Right.
of the part of Queens. What they calling it now? Gotham something.
Okay.
That point right there, and I wanted to approach it from the riverside, but I couldn't.
All right. Well, when you was telling me the first time, oh well, Draymond has. I guess the point is, if you are on their property, they can control takeoff and landing issues. But has someone been approached from being totally off property and flying over? Let me answer that for you, Draymond. And I have this problem flying along the beach, and it's not a problem because I know people who are in authority, like the people who patrol the beaches, the police officers that know I've been flying out here for years. But here's the catch to someone that's new, that doesn't know I've been flying there for a while. What happens is, Herman, you're familiar with Beach 9th Street, right?
Mhm,
Now, this area, Beach 9th Street, where we fly from, is on city property.
mhm.
So when you're flying there, they cannot tell you from the beach because they're patrolling the beach that you cannot fly from city property. Now, what they will tell you is don't fly over the people. You hear?
Mhm.
They tell you can't fly over the people. If you go out over the water or stay over the land, over the bushes. They can tell you that. Now, I have had
Right over the park.
in the 5, 6 years I've been flying from Beach 9th Street, I've only had one police officer say you cannot fly from city property, in which case I stepped down into the sand on the beach and everything was cool. So it's sort of like a catch-22, but you
No,
it's
I got you. I just know that at Beach Ninth, you can't really fly over the park that well.
Too many windows open. And where?
The park at Beach Ninth.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that issue is. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's here. This is, hold on a second. Let me,
I think that what that is a geo zone that they have there. You can't that's why I asked you from what height is this? Because if you remember flying along from Beach Night, going towards the playground area.
There's a curve.
Right. But if you fly over the buildings, it's not there.
I know. And that's so strange because I've even had blackouts with FPV drones getting too close to that area.
The building's right next to it. If you fly over those buildings, you can fly right past it, and there's no problem.
I'm looking for Tony's quadcopters and tech video because I wanted to show you guys where they were flying from. But hold on a second, and we can keep talking about this because this is an issue. Now, I've also had the issue where you're not supposed to, and I know this already, you're not supposed to fly from state parks, but I have flown state parks from across the street on city property. I've done it several times, and you know what? And I've had the parks department tell me I cannot say anything to you because you are not standing on property.
You heard it here yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so I mean,
the state park.
You can fly over the state park. You can fly over it. That's not an issue. Here's a picture. But this is somebody. Hold on.
Didn't that lady tell you that you can fly from the state park? You just can't fly from the city park.
Oh, stop. When she told me that, yo. Yo, when she told me that, I said I have to get away from her. I need to get away from this lady.
The supervisor.
I'm looking at all the pictures. I'm scrolling, bro. I thought he posted the video in Five Borough.
The video?
Yeah, I thought he posted video on Five Borough, but this is the distance. This is one person who took a video. I'm not going to show who it is, but I'm just going to show.
Did they at least have
one of the pictures? And I knew something was up when I saw these guys flying from a distance and not up close. But this is the Dragon coaster.
Wow.
And this is the actual, it's a 280 acre park. And for years, I've been hearing people. Right. But for years, I've been hearing people have been getting chased out of there for trying to fly there. So it's not like anything. I just find it hard.
You got to go to the beach and take the mini and fly from there and fly in.
Yeah. The mini, you probably fly the whole damn park. Nobody would realize. That thing's so quiet. Diamond Head, I can launch or land. I can surf it. Okay. But anyway, it's almost that time. Not quite. I don't know who's coming on.
I thought you guys would have had problems solely because I thought the park was open.
Right. Herman and we thought the park was open already, like Coney Island is. Coney Island is open already.
Everything is open after Memorial Day, isn't it?
Right. Memorial Day starts the summer season. So it's strange that it was closed, but the fact that you guys got chased out of there, and I saw Tony quadcopters in tech where they were, Herman.
You remember we went down Jersey Shore, met up with Kid, we were flying, we could park almost anywhere. Go down there now at this time of the year.
Oh no. You'd be chased out of there.
Summer, no, you wouldn't be able to park.
That's true too.
Oh no, you can fly. You just go a block.
Quadcopters in tech. I checked. I couldn't find. Hold on.
You heard me?
Huh?
You just do like I did. You go a block over from your car and fly.
Quadcopters in tech. I search for you. I want you to see this. I search for you, and I do not see your channel. No, YouTube does some crazy shit sometimes. You be searching for stuff. Right here, look. Here, I'm gonna put tech just to show you
But you
what I'm
lose it?
talking about to change the page. I hit tech, right? Now I'm gonna erase that. Nothing came up. Quadcopters in tech. Check this out. Right here, that's it. This channel does not come up for me. I don't know. Tommy's Drone
On
Tech.
where?
Tech Planet.
Where are you looking for
RC.
that? On YouTube?
Yeah, that's his YouTube channel, Quadcopters in Tech. And I do not see it. NBC. This is, I've been spending the last couple of minutes looking for it to show the video. Hold on, let's go here. Quadcopters in Tech. Mad Tech is live. Mad Tech, let's see. Quadcopters in, here it is. I got it, I found it. Damn. Hold on. Give me a second to set it up because I have a lot of shit running here and it is. Hold on, I'll pause it right here. This is where they were
That's the
in the.
link right there to his channel.
I got it. This is where they were in the parking lot. You're familiar with the area, right, Herman? Right?
No.
Now, this is where they were. They were off even further to the left. Hold on. This is where they took off from, right here. Now, when he goes up, you'll see where the park is. Now, they're hiding. These are all park employees or whatever, but this is the park over here. I see a drone going over. That's a drone heading that way. So they were actually over here on the side and they got kicked out of this. So there's all these cars there. There's something, oh, well, there's probably an event along the beach too. But this is the actual park itself right here. And if they got kicked out of there from that, I don't know what to tell. I really wasn't expecting that to happen. Seriously.
Well, I kind of felt that they would have problems because I thought the park would be open. But other
That's
than
what
that,
I
I
thought.
thought that
Yes.
would have been a nice place to fly.
Yeah.
Should we go in there so many times as kids, man, growing up? That was the
Yes, man.
place.
Yes.
It's close to home and you got the beach and everything there. That was always the place.
Dreamin has a very valuable point. He's talking to Sky Control over. He says, private property and city-owned spaces can make rules concerning takeoff and landing, but the FAA has the ruling authority over the airspace. Right. They cannot tell you can't fly over them, but takeoff and landing is very important. But anyway, it's that time, Herman.
Yeah, it's that time.
We appreciate you all. Don't forget to check out Herman's video. It should have launched it's launching at 6:30.
30, yep.
Okay. Go check out Herman's video. Leave a comment. Let him know how you like it. We appreciate you all. We appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do.
Yes, thank you.
You keep coming back and you keep supporting our channels and supporting us.
We appreciate you all. And, thanks for coming and hanging out with us and listening to some of the crazy nonsense that goes on over here and some of the thoughts that Lawrence has.
Well,
No,
that's
we
another
really
that's
do
another
appreciate
live
you
stream
guys.
in itself. But anyway, good night, guys. Be safe, fly safer. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. Sunday
Good
night
night,
with those
everyone.
guys is sponsored by
Those
guys.
guys.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
I usually wait until I hear you say good night.